We can treat that by, this time I will actually lean on her chest so she can't arch her back to get away from me. So I'm blocking that, blocking here. I'm going to take that down to, let's say that's her end range, and I can stretch that as hard as I feel is safe and she can tolerate, with little movements. If you want to stretch, what we think we're doing is stretching collagen, you want small movements, almost sustained, because collagen, if you move it with a large amplitude, actually stiffens up. We don't know if that transfers to human bodies, but it does in the lab. So if we think about those principles, if you're wanting to actually stretch and you think what you're aiming for is stretching collagen, not muscle, you're better off to do little oscillations into that stiffness, but not come all the way away from that stiffness. Is that okay? So we might do that at whichever part of that quadrant is the stiffest for her. Maybe that you do it at a couple of different angles. Stretch it as much as she can tolerate, as much as you can before you start to get the shakes. Then you might get nasty to her because she's not got any pain. Keep her in that position, take that hand out, come into here, get your hands around the humeral head and add accessory movement in that stretch position. So she's on maximum stretch there. I can come in here and I can feel, well, what's it like if I go that way, stiffness-wise, compared to that way, compared to that way. So fiddle around with those accessory movements until I find the one that is the stiffest. And then I'll hold her at the stretch of her physiological movement of the quadrant and stretch that accessory movement. I can hold the accessory movement, I can stretch the physiological movement. We can do the two together. But again, small range, not getting out of that tissue resistance because you want it to be effectively a sustained stretch. And then still don't let her out of it. Come back here and do a bit more of that and just switch backwards and forwards between them until everybody's had enough. The one thing that I would say is if you've had your arm up in that any position at end range where you've really been stretching, it hurts like hell.